And I guess they're stuck. But look, I would love to help, but I'm by myself. There's no one out here. And I don't know if it's a trap. I don't know.
David is an experienced outdoorsman who spends much of his time traveling and camping from his truck alongside his dog, Piper. After countless nights on the road, very little unsettles him, but one encounter forced him to abandon camp without hesitation. His plan was simple: drive as far along a remote stretch of beach as possible, set up camp, and spend a peaceful night by the coast.
What is up, guys? David here from Overland Nomad. Today we are going to be camping on the beach. I got my 94 Toyota pickup. I'm going to be camping in my DIY pop-top camper. We got Piper with us, and we already have our first obstacle, which is right in the entrance to the beach. I think this should be good. If the wind changes a little later, then we can move around, maybe get a little closer. But I do like that I'm a little hidden. I don't want to get too in the sand, in the dunes, because then it gets a little hot. I think we should be good there.
After finding a spot where he felt comfortable, David unpacked his gear, settled in, and prepared for the evening. As darkness fell, however, everything changed. Someone suddenly approached his truck. Acting quickly, David made sure his weapon was within reach, while Piper immediately began barking, sensing that something wasn't right.
¿Qué pasó? Piper, come on. ¿Qué pasó? Okay. Okay. ¿Necesita hacer llamada? ¿Qué necesita? Piper, you scared me, dude. I kid you not, I was cooking and I was just having to stare through the window and I see a light like coming up, like someone walking. And it freaked me out. I got my protection and I grabbed Piper because Piper will attack. And yeah, it was a lady. I saw there was a car that went up to the East Cut. And I do know that there's one car out there. I could see its lights, and I guess they're stuck. But look, I would love to help, but I'm by myself. There's no one out here. And I don't know if it's a trap. I don't know. So, you know, I offered a call. You know, I have signal. She said she didn't. I said, well, I can call, you know, you can use my phone. But yeah, that's sketchy. All right, guys, I'm gonna pack up and leave. So that was a weird situation. I got a really bad vibe about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle because it just didn't sound right. She had a freaking phone. I offered her to make a phone call. She said no. I don't know. And, you know, I might sound like a jerk, but I don't know, man. I'm out here by myself. There's no patrolling law enforcement out here. You're on your own.
A woman nearby claimed she had become stuck and needed help, explaining she was traveling with her husband and baby. But the situation didn't sit right with David. Having spent years camping alone, his instincts told him something about the story didn't add up.
All right, guys, this is probably the creepiest camping situation I've ever had, to be honest with you. So I packed up everything. I'm just verifying everything is here. Looks like everything's secured. All right, well, time to go. All right, guys. Well, I was thinking about just camping a few miles south, but then I spoke to my wife, and she had a good point. She's like, that just sounds super sketchy. She's like, I don't know how you're gonna go to sleep. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I did call. I called 911. I called the county just to report it. And they said they couldn't do much. They're like, we can't send anyone out there to like rescue or anything. Like they're on their own on that one. And then I told them my predicament, and the guy was like, oh yeah, that sounds super sketchy. I'd probably leave. So I calmly packed my items, and then I'm heading south now. And at this point, I think I'm just gonna go home, because that was spooky in itself.
Rather than take the risk, David packed everything away and left immediately. He later described it as one of the creepiest experiences he'd ever had while camping. Whether the people genuinely needed help or not remains unknown, but trusting his instincts was a decision he never regretted. The wilderness can be peaceful, adventurous, and calming, but it can also become dangerous in an instant. One morning, after making herself a coffee, a woman headed out with her dog for a walk through the mountains not far from her campsite. It was meant to be a quiet start to the day, but only minutes after leaving camp, she found herself facing her worst nightmare.
No. Go away. Hey. 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 Stop. Enough. Hey. No. No.
Without warning, a bear emerged from the trees. She immediately began recording as the bear became fixated on her dog, which was now barking and becoming increasingly agitated. It quickly became clear this wasn't a harmless encounter. The bear repeatedly charged towards her dog, forcing her to stand her ground while desperately trying to scare it away.
No! Hey! Hey! Stop it! Stop! Enough! No! Hey! Hey! Stop! Stop it! Go away! Enough! Hey! Bad! Bad! Hey! Stop!
After several terrifying moments, the bear finally backed off, but not before getting dangerously close. Thankfully, neither she nor her dog were injured, but it was an encounter that left her badly shaken and served as a reminder of just how vulnerable you can be in the wilderness. John is best known for his outdoor adventures, exploring abandoned places and remote woodland locations. But one sleepless night, he decided to head out at 3 o'clock in the morning to explore an abandoned farm hidden deep in the woods. What he captured would become one of the most disturbing videos ever featured on his channel.
I am in the middle of the woods. It's really late. It's actually almost 3 a.m. It's like 5 till. Couldn't sleep tonight. I do have to work this morning. So decided, why not take an early day, go out and shoot a 3 a.m. challenge for you guys. So here I am. I am at a place that I've been before. One of my very first videos I did was here during the day. I actually know the person that owns this place now, and I have permission to be here. But yeah, it's an abandoned farmstead that has been abandoned for a long time. They say it's haunted. Don't really know the whole story. I will try to find out for you, but yeah, it's a pretty cool place, and we're going to explore it. So hop aboard, saddle up, and let's go.
Unable to sleep, John decided to make the most of the night. After receiving permission to enter the property, he arrived at the abandoned farm and immediately felt something wasn't right.
Oh wow, look at this. So much kindling. I wonder if the owner even knows this all is here. Dang. You never know what you find hidden somewhere like this. Underneath all this paper. What's in this? Looks like someone's just made a nest here. Let's go over this way. It's a big stack of wood. Actually looks to be good. It's like some rough cut barn wood there. Look at all this marble. Look at all that been cut. That probably is worth a little bit. That's a lot of marble here.
He explored the forgotten buildings, taking in everything that had been left behind before making his way back into the surrounding woodland. At the time, nothing seemed unusual. It wasn't until he reviewed his footage later that he noticed something deeply unsettling.
I'm gonna drop my camera in that. Some old belts here. Still a pretty solid looking old barn except for that corner. I just love being out in the woods at night. Something really freaking cool about it. Okay, I think I need to go this way.
On 2 separate occasions, what appeared to be a tall figure with long, dark hair could be seen standing among the trees. John couldn't explain what he was seeing. He had been completely alone throughout the exploration, and nobody else was at the location. The investigation came to an end, and John eventually headed home. But after reviewing the footage, he couldn't shake what he had captured. Whatever was standing in those woods that night remains unexplained. Louis is no stranger to adventure. From long-distance cycling to camping in remote locations, he regularly documents his journeys on YouTube. But in a recent upload, one night in the wilderness reminded him just how quickly things can become dangerous. As part of his journey, Louis crossed the Iraqi border and spent hours cycling through remote countryside searching for somewhere safe to camp. Along the way, several locals warned him about bears in the area, and although he tried not to dwell on it, the warning stayed in the back of his mind.
I heard there was, from one of the locals, there was bear spottings in this area like a couple of days ago, so when I hear a noise it's making me stop and look. So I should probably put the pepper spray in my pocket. This is the one from Africa. Don't know if it still works. There's something in there. It's not proper bear spray, it's just pepper spray. But yeah, it's better than nothing. Alrighty, we've got our first set of tracks. They must be dog tracks because they're smaller than my hand. I mean, these Kangal shepherd dogs are huge here, and they got spikes around their necks to fight bears, so the bears can't go for their necks. It's pretty crazy. I'm pretty sure these aren't bear tracks. Empty shell casing, 12 cal. So I don't know what they'd be doing except for scaring bears up here.
Eventually he found a clearing, spent some time with nearby campers, and just settled in for the evening, hoping for a peaceful night. Before long, he noticed a pair of glowing eyes in the distance. He hoped it was only a dog, but not knowing for certain was enough to leave him on edge.
There's literally 2 eyeballs. There's an animal right there. I can't see it. I don't know if it's a dog or a bear. Doggy. I think it's a dog. See a tail wagging. It's either a wolf or a... You can just see the outline of it there. See two eyes. Oh, man. Yep. And there's food everywhere. So I'm like maybe 50 or 60 meters away from where all the food is on the ground that they left out. So hopefully that means if animals do come, they go over there and they don't bother me. Man, I don't know if you can see those eyes. Hello? Are you a wolf or a dog? I literally hear wolves howling. Can you hear that?
As darkness settled in, barking and howling echoed around the campsite, making it almost impossible to relax. Then, just as he was trying to get some sleep, his fears became reality.
A dog's scaring away something. Oh my god, there's a bear. There's a bear there. I'm not even joking. I just saw it. Holy shit. Oh man, this is not good. I literally just saw the bear. Man, I literally just saw a bear out of the little air vent going towards those dogs, and the dog saw it and I just saw it run off. It was massive. I feel so vulnerable here in this tent. But you just apparently meant to... You know what, I'm gonna put the pepper spray in my hand. It was literally like 10 meters from my tent. Like, it's one thing thinking there's a bear there, and it's another thing seeing it with your own eyes 10 meters from your tent. I really hope these dogs stay around. Alright, I just heard it again. Where the f*** is the bear spray? Oh my god, it's just right there. Hi, bear. Hi, bear.
A bear emerged from the woods. For a moment, Louis found himself completely vulnerable as the bear approached the campsite. But thankfully, nearby dogs chased it away before it got any closer. The relief didn't last. Not long afterwards, the bear returned once again, leaving Louis unable to relax for the rest of the night.
My god, do you hear that? Please tell me you can hear that. Oh my god, I can see two eyes. What the hell? Man. What the f...
Although he eventually made it through safely, the encounter was a harsh reminder that camping in remote places often means sharing the wilderness with animals capable of turning a peaceful night into a terrifying experience. Katie is well known for her camping adventures, spending countless nights in remote locations. But one challenge pushed her further than ever before. Her goal was simple: spend the night alone inside a cave, something she had never attempted before.
So tonight, we're going to be sleeping in a cave. This is my first time ever sleeping in a cave. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. So I thought, considering the weather, why not head underground into a slate cave that has kept people dry for hundreds of years? So that's the plan. I've not entirely thought it out. I don't know how dark it's going to be. I don't know how wet it's going to be. But we're going to figure that out. Let's get the adventure started, shall we? I really don't know what to expect, but I think it's going to be really cool. I'm hoping it's going to be really cool. We're going to go back the other way because apparently that path is causing quite a lot of erosion. So I don't want to take it, obviously don't want to add to the erosion. So I'm going to go back and up the other route. I think this is actually the cathedral quarry. Wow. This is the main chamber and it's literally 12 meters high, and that pillar in the middle is holding the whole thing up, and then it's got this giant window. Isn't that incredible?
After hiking through the isolated landscape, Katie eventually reached the cave, and almost immediately an overwhelming feeling of unease settled over her. With no phone signal and completely alone, she couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right.
I think this is going to be home, you know. It seems like people have been here before. Yeah, there's a game of noughts and crosses. Is that a little sofa set up? Wait, that's a fire pit. A sofa? Another sofa? I am a little bit nervous. I've definitely got some nerves. I'm not 100%. I think I feel better for some reason out in the open. Like, I can camp in an open field and I'd probably be happier than in a cave with my nerves right now. I don't know, there's something weird about this cave. It doesn't feel right. It's so eerie. This is the problem, is when you're alone, there's no one to, like, I don't know. Well, there's no one for anything, to be honest. I've got absolutely no signal, and I don't think that's helping either. I have got my SOS device, my Garmin, which gives you a bit of reassurance, but not a lot. I just don't feel right. I don't know why I feel like this. I was having such an amazing time out there in the rain, and now I'm spiraling. I don't know, there's something really off about this place. I don't know if it's all the drawings on the walls, like they're kind of creepy as well. There's something not right.
Determined to push through, she began setting up and tried making herself something to eat. But when her equipment started malfunctioning, the uneasy feeling only intensified. It became impossible to ignore.
Why is it not? My stove is soaked as well. What on earth is going on? My stove literally isn't lighting. I really don't like this place. My light has stopped working. This was on 100% like 5 minutes ago, and now it's stopped working completely. I've not had this long either, and it's not a cheap light. My stove isn't lighting, even with a lighter. I mean, this isn't right. This is so strange.
Feeling as though her instincts were warning her to leave, Katie made the decision to pack everything away and head back into the woods in search of somewhere else to spend the night. After finding another place to shelter, she settled down once again, but the uneasy feeling never disappeared.
I think I'm going to make the decision, a difficult decision, that I don't make very lightly and I don't make often. I'm going to not camp tonight. I love solo camping and I love solo adventures, but you have to draw the line. And when you don't feel it, you don't feel it. The cave, I don't know, it was so eerie in there. I don't think I was meant to be in there. And everything breaking and not working, I'm just gonna take that as a sign.
For someone with years of camping experience, abandoning camp was not a decision she made lightly. Sometimes there isn't an explanation for why a place feels wrong, but Katie trusted her instincts, because when your gut tells you it's time to leave, it's usually worth listening. Those were 5 camping encounters that prove even the most experienced campers can find themselves in situations they never expected. If you enjoyed tonight's video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.